in chemistry, two terms are very common, that is oxidation and reduction reactions, which we have been learning from our lower classes. So let us just quickly brush what are oxidation reduction reactions and redox reactions in this video. So coming to oxidation, what is oxidation? As the name itself indicates, addition of oxygen. So when oxygen is getting added, it is called oxidation, or it can also be said as removal of hydrogen. So we can define oxidation in two ways. One is addition of oxygen, or it can also be defined as removal of hydrogen. As you can see, when magnesium ribbon is burnt in the presence of oxygen, it burns dazzling flame, if you remember, giving rise to a white powder of magnesium oxide. So here what is happening? Oxygen is getting added to magnesium. So this is an oxidation reaction. If you want to see the other definition of oxidation, that is removal of hydrogen. When hydrogen sulfide reacts with chlorine like this, you have formation of hydrogen chloride and sulfur. So here from hydrogen sulfide, actually hydrogen is getting removed. So this is also an oxidation reaction. So like this, we can understand oxidation as addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen through these equations. Then next, talking about reduction. What is reduction? Reduction is exactly opposite of oxidation. That is, it is removal of oxygen or it is addition of hydrogen. Okay, so addition of hydrogen, you can see that chlorine, when it combines with hydrogen, it gives rise to hydrochloric acid. So this simple equation depicts that reduction is nothing but it is hydrogen addition to a substance. So here chlorine is getting reduced when it combines with hydrogen. Likewise, if you want to see another equation wherein you have oxygen being removed, so you have the case of copper oxide. To copper oxide, when it is getting reduced, it will form copper and also oxygen. So that is also the case wherein reduction is taking place. So like this, we can define reduction as removal of oxygen or addition of hydrogen. Through these equations, you can depict what is reduction reaction. Then next, talking about redox reactions. What are redox reactions? The reactions in which both oxidation and reduction reactions take place simultaneously. Those are called the redox reactions. So to understand redox reactions, actually we have an activity that is depicted in your CBSE books, wherein you take copper in a china dish, and then heat it with the help of the Bunsen burner flame. When you heat this one, so what will happen? Copper will combine with oxygen and it will form copper oxide. Copper oxide actually will be black in color. So when copper combines with oxygen, what is the color of copper, by the way? Yes, it is shiny brown. So the pure copper metal will have shiny brown color. So when copper reacts with oxygen, it will become copper oxide, which will develop a black color. So our copper oxide will be black in color. Then next, if you want to get back your copper from the copper oxide, what you can do is, when hydrogen is passed over copper oxide, when hydrogen is passed over heated copper oxide, you get the copper back, which is shiny brown in color, and also water. So here this activity actually is an example which depicts the redox reactions. Yes, in this reaction actually oxidation and reduction are taking place simultaneously, as you can see here. So if you see this particular equation, what is happening? When copper oxide reacts with hydrogen, you have the formation of copper and water. So copper oxide, it is giving away oxygen to form copper. So this particular substance, what it is doing, it is giving away oxygen, and giving away oxygen is nothing but it is reduction. So this is getting reduced, and hydrogen is accepting oxygen, so hydrogen is getting oxidized. So such type of reactions in which both oxidation and reduction take place simultaneously are called the redox reaction. So this is the case of a redox reaction, that is passing of hydrogen gas over heated copper oxide, giving rise to copper and water, is the example of redox reaction, because both oxidation and reduction are taking place in this equation simultaneously. Let us see some more examples of redox reactions here. So zinc oxide, when it reacts with carbon, it is giving rise to zinc and also carbon monoxide. So here if you see, zinc oxide is losing oxygen. So what is happening to zinc oxide? It is getting reduced, and carbon is gaining oxygen. So this is getting oxidized. So because both oxidation and reduction reactions are taking place together in this equation, it is called the redox reaction. So likewise, we have the case of manganese oxide reaction with hydrochloric acid. So manganese oxide loses its oxygen to form manganese chloride. So this is getting actually reduced, and hydrogen chloride, so hydrogen actually is gaining oxygen. So this one will get oxidized, to form water. Okay, so like this we have the cases of redox reactions wherein both oxidation and reduction will take place simultaneously. So in this particular topic you have to remember about two important terms which will be asked in your exams, as what is an oxidizing agent and what is a reducing agent. So oxidizing agent, what is oxidizing agent? By the way, the substance which is getting reduced is called oxidizing agent, and the substance which is getting oxidized is called reducing agent. I know, okay, it is creating some confusion, but it is very easy to remember. So let us go through, okay, a redox reaction and try to understand what will be the oxidizing agent there and what is the reducing agent there. So if you take this particular redox reaction, first what we have to do is we have to check which substance is getting reduced and which substance is getting oxidized. So here in this particular reaction, we know that this is a substance which is getting reduced because it is losing its oxygen, okay, and carbon is getting oxidized because this is the substance which is gaining the oxygen. So first we will mark, okay, the substances which are getting reduced and which are getting oxidized like this. Then from here we can write what is oxidizing agent and what is reducing agent. Okay, wherever you have written R, that will be your oxidizing agent, or it is called oxidant. It is called oxidant. And wherever you have written O, that will be your reducing agent. It is the reducing agent, or it is called the reductant, or it is called the reductant. So just you have to take in a redox reaction and you have to find out what substance is getting oxidized and which is getting reduced, and the one which will get reduced will be your oxidizing agent. Substance which is getting oxidized will be your reducing agent. So hope you understood. Okay, this is a very simple concept.